questions and cool things and stuff. It's the Harley and Josh Show.
Welcome. You may notice that we are not Rod Stewart.
We are definitely not Rod or Stuart.
We are Harley and Josh for the show. This week we're going to be playing some music by Spidervayne, War Waves, and A.N.G. And we're going to be talking a little bit about Ditto Music's coffee houses, as well as what's the point of a music genre, Harley?
Ooh.
Don't answer now, we'll talk about it.
Okay.
More importantly, what have you been doing, buddy?
Mate, it's been possibly the busiest week of my life.
You were telling me about it over the weekend. I was like, what? Don't leave it for the podcast, man. Don't talk about it now.
So I think I worked out over this week, I think I've worked roughly between 60 and 70 hours.
Over how many days?
Over 7 days.
Oh, right, okay. Go on.
So actually,
that's including Rock Project.
When I say that, it's possibly more, because I don't think I've done less than 10 hours a day.
Right, yeah.
I know on Friday I worked 19 hours.
Ooh, yeah, you told me about that.
That 19 hours
driving?
In one day. Yeah. Yes, 8 hours of that was driving. And it was not driving far. So we had to go to Peterborough for a conference, and we got stuck in traffic on the way there.
Oh, buddy. So it wasn't really driving, it was more just sort of using your pedals.
Yeah. It was sitting in traffic and talking about stuff that we'd been seeing and doing.
So that's kind of like the most interesting part of the drive, or the best part of any drive, is just, especially like when we were doing that riding with Rainer, that's where he got the idea from, was just us talking about music on the way to something.
Fleshing stuff out.
Yeah.
Well, I was with Oliver Bakeman from Oddball and Shifty Twins.
Good guitarist.
And it was kind of cool because we work together a lot. We don't get to hang out a lot.
Same as what you were talking about last week.
This is it. I don't, as just anyone who works freelance, really, when you're doing work, you kind of sacrifice a bit of social time and,
But why were you going to Peterborough?
We had a conference. We were doing.
What was the conference?
It was a house auction, actually.
Oh.
At the Posh.
You were
at Peterborough Football Stadium.
House MD to lots of different people. The character who's not a real person, just talking like, I don't think he's got multiple sclerosis. And they're like, I'll take it for 40 grand.
Actually, no, we were selling house music.
Hugh Laurie, there we go. How auctioning Hugh Laurie. Nice, there we go.
Yeah.
Bit of Harley dance music.
And we're like, can I get a 10? Oh wait, they go up in an auction.
Oh yes. You're the worst. This is why you do the sound and you don't do the actual comparing.
Yeah. So that was my Friday. I'd been very busy a lot. I've been working a lot at Worsted Park. I did another house auction at Worsted Park actually. But we've also been prepping for all their Christmas shows and stuff. So I've been getting stupidly early starts to go make sure that all the tables are set for the show, for the parties that evening. Because I've been doing 3 parties a night.
Right. Yeah.
It's been a busy one.
It's like conveyor belt parties. That's what you want for Christmas, isn't it?
That's it. And I mean, when you work with places like that, their tolerance of what is good enough is very high. You know, I couldn't do that job because I'd just be like, yeah, I'll do.
Yeah,
you know, I got told off because only in a fun way. They're quite chill, but they were like, Harley, put the legs in the right way, because the legs had to be square to the room, and if they were wonky, it wasn't good enough. I'm
wonky
like,
legs.
You got a cloth on it, you can't see it. And they're like, we'll know.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I think basically the
good old trust of tables.
Yeah, to be like an event manager or a venue manager, you have to be just a high functioning OCD person.
Yeah,
just
exactly. Control freak.
Yeah, and
that's like the official term for control freak, isn't it? Event planner.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So doing that, I went to put they have little things on the top. I'm not good with words. I'm not words. I shouldn't really be doing a radio show. Their little, each table had a name on it.
Right.
And but it was Austin Powers theme.
Right.
And every single table has a quote from it.
Brilliant.
And one of them just said, "Twins, Basil."
Twins.
And I was like, "Are you squidding me?" Like it's just there were just stupid things on there, and some of them just weren't very PC. I'm like, do people do this? People are fine with this, and they're like, yeah, they get to pick. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, it's like, are you some kind of bleep? No, actually, I'm English.
One would just said the Dutch.
Great. I hope there were actually Dutch people on that table. Actually, no, that'd be very segregationist, wouldn't it? Like, we put all the Dutch in one place.
I don't get the joke. Why are there schmuck and pancakes on her table? Oh, thank you.
This is the smoking area, was the Dutch part.
Yeah.
Nice. So was that your whole weekend you were spent doing audiovisual stuff?
Doing audiovisual stuff. Obviously, had Rock Project doing lessons there, and I did do a day at the shop as well. I did something else.
West End music?
Yes, I did.
We're West End music. Caught in a trap.
We working on doing those stuff. Also, we were prepping for the end of year show for the Encore group, the adult rock project that we were both at on Sunday. I'll get to that. I just want to talk about the gigs that I did this week as well. I did 3 gigs with Chart Attack, 2 with Oscar, 1 with Andy. They were at Whiff Waff Bar and Grill. The first time I've been there. I don't know if you've been there since it's reopened, but it's really cool. Lovely atmosphere. Yeah. They've really brought it to life by making it more of a sort of a sports bar thing with table tennis.
I was thinking about that when I was driving past it, because I drive past it on the way here, and it's the thing of around that area. There's so many restaurants there. And there's just so much nightlife that you do have to diversify to make sure that people come in the door. And I hope that that's going to be the thing that makes people come in more, because that place has struggled in the past of getting a good footfall in. So I think having that extra niche involved, just of having, ping pong going on and lots of games and things, I think will help it just stand out against the other ones.
There are a lot of people eating there as well. I think they had a full load of tables as well. And the people stuck around, and I think obviously you got Christmas parties and stuff, but that they've done some real good work on that. It was quite weird because Elliot, our singer, works there, so he kind of had his bartender face on for a little bit. He every now and then between our sets.
Glasses.
Well, between sets, and it was the bar was full, and sort of he was looking over and go, do you need a hand? And they were like, no, have a night off, damn it. Yeah. Because he does work hard for those guys, and he's really helped get them to where they are now. Nice. By training up some of the new members on the cocktails and stuff. Saturday was at the Victory, which is owned by the same people who own Whiff Waff and Grand Central.
Where is Victory then?
It is West Mersey Island.
You did tell me about this, yeah.
It was really quite interesting because we were with Andy, because Oscar was busy playing with Too Drunk to Funk.
Oh, great. James Boucher.
It turns out Boucher doesn't actually play with him anymore.
Oh, really? No, he's with Popgun.
Yeah, he's now playing with Popgun, so he's not playing with Too Drunk to Funk.
I feel a bit bad because I did recommend him for the job.
Well, I think he's got plenty of work on with Popgun, and I think he's very happy.
Well, I feel a bit bad for Too Drunk to Funk.
Well, yeah, they seem to do all right. They actually had a kind of a bandioke night. Nice. Where they had people coming up and singing songs with Too Drunk, which is a great way to go.
We did that with the Lockabillys, and it's so much fun. We did Lockabilly Okie. You should guys do that with Chart Attack sometime.
We should.
Elliot might just, have to just sit there.
I think he'll be all right with that. Yeah.
I'm still getting paid, right?
Yeah, he'll be all right. So he.
What's the Victory like?
Victory is great. It's like a nice, locals pub. And we've played outside before. We played inside, and we were like, it's not going to be... We were like, there were 3 people in there when we turned up.
This is the one you told me about when you turned up. And they're like, by your way, you're outside. You're like, we're what now?
Yes, that was it. In the middle of summer. And we were like,
is it going to rain?
Yay! And it was lovely weather, luckily enough. So we were inside this time. Thank God for that, because it's cold outside now, isn't it, boy?
It is indeed.
But as soon, we said, we're going to start about 7:30, and about 7:25, people just turned up. So, and I guess that's what you find with a local pub that does music, is that they kind of, that's the place to go when the music starts, and it was great. But I was saying about...
Kind of like the Bay Horse in Sudbury. It's just sort of there's always just people there, they know there's music on, so that's where you go. Yeah.
As I was saying before about Oscar, the reason why we had Andy is because Oscar was busy doing a gig, and he phoned me up Saturday morning, was like... So this gig that I'm doing, it's in Mersey Island. Can you give me a lift? So, I ended up taking him to a
The
gig.
gall
Yeah.
of this man.
And it was literally like, we passed the pub on the way to the...
That's well funny.
which is mad. It is mad.
How close was it?
Like, it was the next pub along.
Oh my god!
I mean, there was a
competition.
It was a couple of miles up the road, but the Two Drunks gig was a ticketed event, whereas ours was just an entertainment night. So
it's good to have a bit
didn't
of
have the same audiences.
healthy competition.
Well, yeah, exactly. And so yeah, that was a good day. And then we finished off our hat trick of performances with the Shamrock last night, which went really well.
Yeah, you told me about
It was
that.
great
It was gonna be fun. Yeah,
I don't know if you played there, but I was really happy with the sound of it.
we played over together.
Oh yeah, I wasn't sure if you played the Lockabillies, but yeah, like I just really like the sound in that place. It's really nice, really controlled, and we just all very, very comfortable
It's kind
playing.
of difficult to know where to set the speakers up because you're at an angle the whole time, so you don't know if you're going to get phase issues.
Yeah, it's like a quarter circle
Yeah.
because you've got like a curved bit, so it's really hard to kind of fit things in. And we kind of had that in mind, and we finished setting it up, and we're like, we've got more space than we usually do because we were intentionally being really compact, so we didn't have those problems.
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, it was a fun gig. It was a good one. We've got our Christmas songs
It's so
fired
funny
up as well.
walking past outside the
Yeah.
Shamrock gigs when there's a gig because you can't see if there's anybody inside because it just steams up.
Yes.
It's all windows.
Oh yeah, it gets well steamy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a very hot gig for this time of year, certainly.
With us, it was like Hottie and the Hopefuls.
Oh. So do we?
Ruined it.
Oh, I am too tired for this.
Yeah.
I'm still getting over last
Right,
week.
Danny
I'm sorry.
Glover over here.
Yeah. So that was pretty much my week. I did do something else on Sunday, but we'll talk about that with you
Yeah.
because I want to talk about how hungover you were on Sunday.
Well, yeah, you've been. Oh, great, wasn't it? Yeah. What was another thing that you were doing last week was that because a lot of the students are coming up for performance for next week, they're going to be doing it in front of their parents for the first time in months and months and months, or some of them for the first time ever.
Yeah.
So their parents won't have seen them on stage before, so it's quite special.
Yeah.
And also, we had the performance workshops for the adult sessions.
Yeah.
So you've been Mr. Live Performance Guru, haven't you?
I would like to hope that that's exactly what I was being. It's one of those things like you get to the point you're so comfortable with being a performer that it's hard to show someone else how how to do it because you've gone from the point where it's a conscious effort to the point where it's unconscious, where you go, I forget how I'm doing this performance thing. I'm just doing it.
Yeah.
It's like teaching someone how to breathe.
Yeah, definitely. But so I think we've had to pull the stops out.
Yeah.
With that because
You've been really like cutthroat, and if something's not good enough, you've been going, that needs work.
Yeah.
And I think we need that.
I'm a little bit. I'm conscious of the fact of that. I don't often say good stuff. I mean, I do. I like because you've got Dave is very good for picking out certain people and being and sort of helping to buff people up. But me, I'm kind of much more of just like, no, that needs work. I'm not very good at. I'm quite good at a compliment sandwich.
Yeah.
But not all the time. So a lot of the time I'm just like, no, that was awful. Do it again.
But also when I guess being that character, I feel from watching you do that is when you do go, that was really good, it sinks in better.
Hopefully, yeah.
Being the guy that goes, yeah, everything's really good all the time, always, it kind of loses that effect. But being the guy that, I want this to be the best, this needs to be the best. By the way, that was really good. Then it means that's got to the point where it's got to the top where it's
the mean man was nice to me. Yay!
Exactly.
Well, dude, well done, mate. That concludes our news section. What Harley did Harley do stuff? Yes, Harley did. Let's find out if he did. Nice one, mate. So I
What was that?
it was a nice one, mate.
Okay.
So
okay.
yeah, when you've worked over 2,000 hours in a week, I think you deserve a little nice one.
Oh,
Friends. So I saw a wonderful band last weekend, and I want to show you them, don't I? Spidervayne. They're from Harwich, I believe. Tom Williams from Hot Tramp introduced me to them. We went down there to the Black Horse for the Dead Soul Promotions Winterfest. Full day or full evening of just awesome metal bands from around the sort of local area. I'll tell you about it, but up until I tell you about it, this is Living in the Past by Spidervayne. Check it out.
That was a cool ending. I like that.
So cool, wasn't it?
That's great sound.
Yeah, huge sound. They got recorded that with Tom Donovan, I believe, which is the same guys that Hot Tramp recorded with. And yeah, they're just they're so good. They've only got one track on iTunes, which is that one. So check that one out. I compare them to Lamb.
Summer's Day.
Yeah, it's a sonnet. No, Lamb of Iron Pantelica is what I called him.
Yeah,
got groove. His voice sounds like Jonathan Davies from Korn. I really like that. But it's exactly the right thing for what I wanted on that metal night. There was some really other bands playing, really great ones. There was that was Consecration. Were not after them, it was the band after that, and they were kind of like black metal doom sort of thing. So real kind of groovy Sabbath style, Into the Void kind of thing, but mixed in with just guttural Norwegian black metal vocals.
Yeah.
And they're all wearing they look like they're part of a funeral service, so they're very smartly dressed, and it's terrifying. As well as Bribe for the Ferryman. We've played them on here before. The bass player did plastering at my house. Bob Murray's house, should I say?
Yeah.
So yeah, that was really cool. But yeah, so they're kind of like metalcore, bit of sort of kill switch engaged, but without the singing. Which I thought quite like. But yeah, so that was a really good night. That was my Saturday night. I was hanging out with Tom Williams, watching those guys, because Tom was like, nobody really wants to come and watch metal gigs with me. I was like, you call on me, buddy.
I'm your mate.
Yeah, exactly. And then after that, I went to see Albion Mills.
Yes,
Through Eyes Monkeys, and they were absolutely awesome. It was just really cool because there was an absolutely packed crowd. It was the first band they've had at Through Eyes Monkeys in Ipswich.
Yeah, was it the first time you've been to Three Wise Monkeys?
No, I've been a couple of times now, but it's just the fact of seeing what it's like as a live music venue was quite good because they'd cleared out a lot of the tables and chairs and stuff, so they'd made a lot more space than I thought there would be.
Awesome.
I've got a show coming up there with Hot Tramp and Baby Brother. Josh Sendifer from Animal Noise. We're playing there on the 22nd of December. So after seeing that, it's looking like it's going to be a really nice evening. But yeah, they played a really great blinding set of loads of like Pink Floyd stuff that you wouldn't expect. They started off their second set with Shine On You Crazy Diamond. Just so good.
Nice.
Yeah, they're doing sort of The Seeker by The Who. Some of the stuff that a 60s band wouldn't usually do, like covers band. So yeah, they're still my favourite covers band.
They dare to go where no one else dares.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, that was wonderful. So that was my Saturday night. So let's travel in time backwards. Friday night, I was absolutely just blown away by Warwave's final show.
Nice, man.
Warwaves, man.
Was it emotional?
It was so emotional.
Was it totes emotional?
Yeah, it really was.
Was it totes emotionals?
I won't go that far.
Okay, just totes emotional.
Calm down. Okay. Because it was Dan Dolman, our good friend from Oddball and the Shifty Twins, and from Hoppy and the Hopefuls. He's just a great drummer, and he's been really throwing himself at Warwaves for a long time. Because he joined after their last drummer left, and had quite a difficult. Big boots to fill, and he was saying it on stage. He their old drummer was there and came up and guested on the song. Dan went on acoustic guitar, and he just sort of he took over the mic, and he was like, "I just want to say to you that you're difficult boots to fill, but thanks for letting me join in, I suppose." So yeah, that was cool. But yeah, so it was Radio Orwell, so Joe Bailey and Marcus and everybody from there was supporting, and that was a really, really good set. A song I'd not heard before, I don't think, called Market Town, that Marcus actually did the singing for, because he's usually the guitarist. Yeah. He plays this Fender Jaguar that's got so many switches and stuff like this. And what I like about it, he puts tape over all of them.
Oh.
I like that because obviously he's just found his sound.
And it's not like you can memorise that many switches.
No, crikey. Jaguars just have so many switches. I love that. But they can get knocked so easily, can't they? So I remember just seeing it for the first time, like, oh, that's a genius idea. But yeah, they Warwaves just, it was their last ever show. They released their EP called Be Well. That's now available on iTunes, and it's a really good listen. We listened to it. We had a pre-release listen, didn't we?
We did indeed.
Humble
brag.
Humble brags. So they had Steve Mann from Backwater Records, who's been a massive supporter of them, and obviously he's their label manager. So they gave him a shout out, which is very much deserved, as he's been a stalwart of the music scene from in East Anglia for a long time. It was just quite emotional just to see them splitting up, but on good terms. You don't often see that, do you? They usually just sort of peters out, and it's just like the last show, if they've fallen out, is just really awkward to watch, because there's just loads of people like, I hate this person slept with my wife, that person does too many drugs, instead it was just like a bunch of mates that are just like, I get it, this is how it has to end, it's become too painful to go through some of these songs, so let's just go out on a high. And I think they really did. That's really cool. I like that kind of, that notion of that and people really came out. It was sold out. Yes, I turned up not realising it was sold out because I just didn't do my research. What an idiot. I did see the post on Facebook of them going, we have 15 tickets left. We have 10-minute tickets left. We have 5. And I was just like, it was like I was watching some magic happen. Yeah, exactly. So you're just going to say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So I turn up and they were just like, yeah, sorry, it's sold out. I was like, oh no. Oh no. But luckily, one of the band members came out and said, oh, we can sneak you in. It's fine. So that was nice. And there was so many people there that Pete Callahan, from Great White Hopes from back in the day, and is gigging all over the place now and doing a lot of session stuff. It was Kyron Richardson Todd from Underline the Sky, and from Pessimist were there. Jake Bowman from Sleep Well, I believe there. They started it off, and I missed that set, but I heard it was a really great set. And I was just surrounded by so many great musicians. Matt Folks from Pop Gun was there. We was hanging out with them when I played his wedding. Nice. So it was really nice to just run into loads of people that are just, music fans as well as good musicians. Yeah. And I think that's very important in our local music scene, that those people are out and watching these gigs and tweeting about it and putting it out there that they're having a great time, because it just gives loads of people FOMO, doesn't it? I love that. I wish I could have been there. It was a shame that I couldn't, but you were gigging. You were working hard. Too hard. Hard. To be fair, if I hadn't have been gigging that night... Sorry. That's the silliest thing I've heard. Walk hard? No, okay. We, on Sunday, we met up, Harley and I, to support El Adult Studentes from the Rock Project on Mondays. Yes, it was cool. And you were a little bit... I was late, because I slept in, because the Saturday night after watching Albion Mills, I was rather drunk and I walked home. So I didn't get home until about 2:30 in the morning. And woke up about 11 feeling awful. And went, I'm going to be late. Yeah, exactly. I just had jumped in the shower. That's how I wake up every day. I completely forgot. I thought it started at 2. So did one of the students, actually. They turned up. They thought it started at 2. Turned up at 2:30. Where's your logic, mate? Anyway... I was just rushed down there, and I forgot my earplugs like an idiot. Dave Brown saved me, but I'm standing there right next to the speakers giving people signals and stuff like, ow, 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 my brains, this is rattling my head. Question. Tell me what you think about me. Okay, so I find if I take my ears out, if I'm at a gig and I haven't got my earplugs, it does physically hurt. Oh yeah. Does everyone get that, or is it just because we're so used to having earplugs in? I think we're just so... We are wise to the fact of how damaging it can be. Yeah. And I'm sitting there like I'm watching Warwaves, and in Smokehouse it's quite a condensed space. Yeah. So the sound can be really quite harmful, I think, if you don't wear earplugs. That's why they give earplugs out for free there, which is great of them to do. That's good, yeah. So, nobody else had them. I'm just like, are you crazy? I take them out and I'm like, ow, ow, ow. But I think maybe we're just so sensitive to it now. Yeah. Anyway, but Sunday, I just want to say a massive well done to everybody who got up there and performed. Really well. And they took our advice. Yeah. As we were talking about earlier, we've been given performance workshops and just saying, work on this, work on that. Things like moving the guitar neck, things like just spreading your legs a little bit. And bending the knees and smiling and just, eye contact. interacting with each other on stage. They're such important things, but they're also very small things that, as they add up, just makes a great performance. I think the best performance, oh crikey, I've got to remember what this was. No, I've lost what song it was. No, it was Zombie.
Yeah.
Zombie, which Anna was singing, and she was getting really into it. She was taking on board all of the advice that we'd given her, Rob had given her, Dave had given her, and just certain things about walking up to guitarists when there's a big instrumental section where the singer's doing nothing. If you're just standing there just tapping your leg or looking around or, looking down at the floor, you've kind of ruined the whole performance for everybody, not just yourself. So just getting to the other musicians like she did, and just getting them out of themselves their shells as well. Because when you've got a guitar and a bass or a drum kit, you can't move around as much as a singer can, because you can just put the mic down and walk around. So you do get stuck in your zone. So when somebody does just come up to you and just say, how you doing? Like you get your eyes come up, your face changes, and that's all that people want sometimes. I was saying this to you in the break between the songs. I was like, when people just aren't moving their face, not smiling or anything like this, when you're conversating with someone like you and I do, a lot of the stuff that I read from what you're talking about is from your facial expression, and from whether you're happy or sad, I can get that from your face. So having just a little bit of facial expression when you're playing just helps to convey what you're doing to the audience so much better.
Makes you look more human as well.
Exactly, man.
It really adds that kind of essence of, I am a person doing a thing, and
you could do this too. Or
I'm doing more than what a robot can.
Exactly, man.
And that's the harder part.
Anyway,
of that.
That was a wonderful week. Thank you to everybody that enjoyed it. And just as the last song that War Waves played is the last song on their EP Be Well, which is now available on iTunes, this song is a regular arms, and it's very emotional. I hope you guys enjoy it. Regular Arms by War Waves. Such an emotional song to go out on. And they did a great job for that one. So well done, you gentlemen. So, Harley, you know what it's time for?
What is it time for?
Music news, music news. Here we go with music news. Jingle. That's our new music news jingle.
What was that?
I made it in 5 minutes.
I can tell.
Awful, I'll do it again.
No, don't, keep it. I love it.
Right, so, anybody heard of Ditto Music? They are a music distributor who are much like sort of TuneCore, etc. Mike fell down. That was pretty dramatic. Wait.
So what you're saying is Ditto, they're like any other music distributor?
Yeah, they just copy them. And then,
but with weird eyes, like the Pokemon. Cool.
Like a weird piece of gum. No, they are, so they've basically just decided to become a brick and mortar business. So independent distribution and label service provider Ditto Music is launching a coffee chain called Ditto Coffee. So Ditto has previously worked with Ed Sheeran, Stormzy, and Chance the Rapper, so some big name acts.
Oh, nice. Okay.
But the first Ditto coffee store is already open. It's in Liverpool, and they are announcing more stores to be opened in 2019. So what this means is they are going to be a coffee shop that provides physical copies of albums from local musicians and people on their roster, so independent artists, as a kind of way of bringing the record store to the high street once again, in the kind of guise of a coffee shop.
That's kind of cool, because music sales in their hard form is a hard business now.
Mm-hmm. But coffee's easy.
Coffee's easy, and it's kind of going, well, let's not try and stay afloat with the music. Let's stay afloat with the coffee.
Yeah.
And then the music's a thing we can do on the side, but then keeping it local is great.
Exactly right. So Ditto Coffee will also host in-store live sessions, while Ditto promises that each Ditto Coffee location will celebrate the local independent music scene. So
each one will be the same.
So
Ditto.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll pack up my bags.
Brilliant, boy. Ditto Music also claims to be the first online distribution company to offer independent artists a physical space to connect with other artists and get their music heard to a worldwide audience. I disagree with that. I think there's been plenty of people that have done that before, and like Rough Trade have done that, and they've got coffee shops and stuff, and just record stores have been doing that for many, many years. But do you think more digital music businesses should invest in brick and mortar businesses? So do you think there should be a Spotify shop? Do you think there should be an Apple Music shop? What do you think?
That's a very good. I think the appeal of sort of the physical music side of things, as its current idea, current sort of
iteration
existence, is not so much a sale and profit thing. It's potentially more of a what's the best way to put it's a merch thing. It's buying to own, to have something that has the picture, the label, the artwork, and the credits that you might you like. And I think stuff like these will probably benefit from vinyl sales more so than CD sales.
True, yeah, I think you're right, and that's on the rise, isn't it? So I don't know. What do you guys as listeners think? Do you think that we should get a Ditto in Ipswich?
Yeah, I'd love one.
I think what we need to do is just keep tweeting at them, just get at them, just send them letters, just say we want one in Ipswich.
And it doesn't have to stop at music sales. Imagine this, you've got a cafe where musicians can hang out.
Right.
Where, I'm not saying that we're a segregated community that we don't have, but just one central place where...
Sign up there's no musicians allowed. Get to the back of the bus. Something
musicians can call home as their kind of resting ground. Because we all live on coffee anyway. Yeah. So that would be kind of cool.
Yeah, exactly. So you do more than anybody. Actually, no, you don't like hot drinks.
No.
You like cold coffee.
Cold coffee, mate. It's where I'm at.
I mean, like ice cold. Not one that he's just boiled it, left it for ages.
Oh, I'm fine with that too. that was what I did Saturday.
Something wrong with you, boy. Anyway.
Half hour, mate.
Yeah,
perfect.
Let us know what you guys think. Let us know what you guys think. And you can tweet us at Harley C at Lockabilly's. You can get on our Facebook page and you can comment on our YouTube channel. Tell us about what music news you've got going on. Music news. So that brings up into our next section, which you've actually had stuck in your head all week.
I have.
Thought about this morning.
Jingle.
Think I thought about this morning.
We were breaking down how that even works, but yeah.
No idea. So, Harley, what's the point of a music genre?
I don't...
Right, it's something that we have in music, and we use it all the time. Metal, rock, pop, country, blues. We segregate music, and we say that certain things are certain things, but which makes a lot of sense. But why?
For the same reason that there are labels in the shopping aisle to tell you where to get your meats and your cheeses. That's what I would say. It's if you like rock music, this is the aisle for you, or this is the playlist for you.
So your first thing would be that it's good for a shopping selling point.
Yeah, or discovering music.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
It's that. I think after that, it becomes fairly irrelevant.
Really, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what we're doing this for. Because, I wanted to have a discussion about this just to see how we see it as us two. Because, we've been in multiple genres of bands, and we've had to choose the songs for those, but we've also not really been prejudiced against particular types of music coming into those certain bands. You've been in pop bands, you've been in rock bands, you've been all over the place. You've been in blues bands. I've been metal bands, I've been hip hop bands, I've been in rock bands, rockabilly bands.
It does actually bring me to a conversation I was having with Oscar Saturday night on the way to not our gig when I was dropping off his gig. But he played me the new Wolfpack track. I don't know if you've heard that.
No, I haven't.
It is so ridiculously poppy and happy. It's a really good song. But people
doesn't sound like him.
It does sound like them. It sounds really poppy, but it still sounds 100% Wolf.
Right.
But a lot of people have criticised it, going, "Oh, it's too poppy." And I said,
they're selling out, that kind of thing. Yeah.
It's not even sellout. It's just happy.
Right.
But there was a time when I went, no, I don't like it because it's poppy.
Right.
Because I was associating the bad music that was on the radio that I didn't like as pop. That is pop music. Therefore, pop music is bad. But no, it's actually just bad music in a pop genre. I like pop music when it's good.
Yeah.
And most of the time it is good, even if it's not my taste, it is good. But I think it's very easy for people to diss by genre.
I think a lot of the time with pop music, what makes you hate it is it gets overplayed. Like with Locked Out of Heaven, that track, Bruno Mars, is such a good track.
So good.
Especially when I first saw it, it was on like X Factor. I had a girlfriend that liked X Factor at the time. And
I'm judging you.
Please don't. But they played it live and it was absolutely awesome. So on point, really, really good. I think what helped was the fact it was all live musicians, which straight away awakened something in my brain.
Yeah.
And I was just, blown away by it. And I still like it as a song, but then we got overplayed and I got desensitized to it. I wasn't so amazed by it and I didn't want to listen to it as much.
Yeah, do you find when you buy like an album and you listen to that album, but the singles are the ones you listen to least?
Exactly, you just skip them.
You get tired of them.
So we've thought that so it's good for descriptive purposes. So that helps for you to sit there and say, oh, if you like rock, then you'll like this band as well. So if you like Foo Fighters, you'll also like Arcane Roots, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, so for descriptive purposes, so that's good for like management, PR plug and radio pluggers. So if you are trying to sort of describe yourself to a third party as a band or as an artist or as a sound designer, that you can say I work in this genre.
Yeah.
So I guess that's good. What about understanding the audience?
I think that's a harder thing to do. Mm-hmm. What is a rock audience, a pop audience, a metal because
audience?
Also, say Foo Fighters, they are probably a quintessential rock band. Mm-hmm. But then if you think in another vein, you could class Panic at the Disco as a rock band. But their crowds aren't going to be a rock crowd because their blanket term genre is rock, but their sub is
subculture,
is so far
subgenres,
its own thing.
Yeah, and it's kind of strange because you think about rock is such an overarching term, and I remember buying stuff on iTunes. I'd be listening to Bring Me the Horizon, but also Rolling Stones, and they would both be called rock, and you're like, no. But anyway, so the audience will go to certain venues if they like certain genres. Yeah. So here the metal crowd will go to the Black Horse, or they'll go to St. Jude's, or the pop crowds will go to Revolution or Sin or something like this. So they'll go to certain shops as well. Remember Know Your Product back in the day? Oh yeah. Which Ricky Flagg's shop. There was loads of punk stuff.
I didn't realise that was his place until Raina mentioned it on the show the other week.
What? Yeah, exactly.
What?
Radio stations as well. Oh no, we've missed it.
I can do it live, mate.
That's great.
You got
right
a live
here.
Performance there, right?
Oh, thank you. Radio stations as well. So certain people with really good music taste will listen to IO Radio.
Did make me laugh while setting up at the Shamrock last night, and between the songs. Welcome to Irish Pub Radio, and the radio station was called Irish Pub Radio.
It's nice and specific if you know what you're going to get.
Exactly.
Certain movies as well.
Yeah.
Certain, like you remember, like back in the day with Daredevil, and there was the sort of the goth bubble in the early 2000s. Evanescence was on there, and there's like Underworld and things like this. Where you'd get certain films trying to go for certain music fans,
subcultures.
Yes, exactly. Subculture is a huge thing to do with clothes and merchandise. Yeah. So you can know as a band, if you are a certain genre, you can go, okay, well, if I'm in a black metal band, I need an illegible logo going over a ripped t-shirt, or a black t-shirt. It's got to be black, certain colours.
Oh yeah.
Certain colours will go for certain genres. If you go for a pink t-shirt when you're in,
won't work with Devil Driver.
No, not so much. No. But I think more people are kind of going against that nowadays. But like see I don't know, Rubber Jaw, they're going for slightly more pastel colours.
It does. The first thing I thought of was Killswitch Engage, and their guitarist is in like gym clothes.
Yeah, true. Yeah, exactly. The hardcore kids. It also affects a band's decision making as to like their direction. Yeah. So like where they'll be, which labels or which managers they'll be going for. So you'll know to go to sort of Roadrunner Records. Yeah. That kind of stuff.
And how metal. To market it as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, where to push your ads, and sort of like, I don't know if time of year really changes from genre to genre, but it'd be interesting to see if it does.
I expect it does. I think you're right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that really does do a lot for a band's business career, definitely. But I find that a lot of the time more people are gravitating towards genre nowadays, as a homage to sort of their favorite artists, and for nostalgia's sake. There's so many bands like Spidervayne. I found they were doing some real old school groove metal, like sort of grindcore mixed with that sort of like early 2000s grunge mixed heavy metal. So there is a nostalgia there. Like they are listening to Pantera, they're listening to Lamb of God, and going, right, we want to kind of associate with that and go along with that imagery. And, there's so many more sort of, you remember when Drive came out and there was lots of 80s themed music coming out and lots of synthwave bands. And that is in itself very genre specific and very time specific. So there is that nostalgia's sake there.
Certainly.
Which I think, we are in the age of, remember when genres are like this? Oh, yeah, I remember. There's so much of that it's kind of, it becomes my point against genres is that it can imply you're a bit derivative. Yeah.
You don't want to be associated. You don't want to be seen as a rip-off of another band or a look back to a certain era, especially if you're trying to do something new and you don't realise that you're doing something old. There are certain bands that they try and do just their own thing, but because every single member of the band is a fan of, I don't know, King Crimson, it will sound exactly like King Crimson.
That would be great.
That would be fun. I'd be completely okay with that.
Shire of Frodo.
But so that's the thing. Interesting side note on that.
Go on.
Your original album. Now, we can't really ask the world about this one because you've only released one song of it just yet. What genre would you class that as?
That's the thing, because I've got two kind of things going on, haven't I? So I've got this sort of... You've got
specifically then, the side we did.
The side you guys did.
Yeah.
So I'd say that was kind of more alt rock.
Yeah.
Kind of stuff, because it's got some blues in there, and it's got some and it's got a bit of metal in there.
It's got some heavy set bits to it,
but it's also got a bit of rockabilly, and it's also got and on the other album it's got a bit of hip hop. So I think I would say it's alternative because it's not.
It alternates.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. It's got an alternator in it. Yeah, so I think that's it. But interesting. I've not actually thought about that, and that's probably one of the reasons why I've been talking about this.
I was trying to explain to someone, I'm working on, and they said, is it sort of Lockabilly's? Oh no, it's his own thing. Oh, what sort of music is it? I was like, well, I don't know. I feel I'm too close into it to sort of be able to look at it for the wide spectrum.
Yeah.
Like I'd say it's not really rockabilly, but then there's bits of rockabilly, but I weren't.
Quite rockabilly.
Yeah, and I didn't want to be like it. I weren't sure if I'm connecting it with that just because I've heard you do rockabilly so much, or whether that's just seeped in from the fact that you've done that so much.
So there's a kind of negative connotation that I have on genre a bit as well, because I get lumped in with quite a lot as, he's just a rockabilly guitarist.
Typecast.
So I mean, it's kind of like saying like a metal guitarist will only be able to play metal. It's like that's not right. So I think it creates a bit of tribalism. It sort of divides people a bit. It's just like, you're into how many people have you met that are just like, well, you say, what kind of music are you into? And they're like, I'm into everything. So what about metal? Nah, I don't like that. What about hip hop? Nah, I don't like that. So it's like you're not into everything then. And so you have, without actually listening to some hip hop, like a good range of hip hop or a good range of metal, you've just dismissed it and said, I don't like it at all.
People often ask me what type of music I'm into, because that's what people ask musicians when they meet them. And I do try, I've like try and say, shy away from saying I listen to everything. I listen to bits of everything. I listen to a little bit of hip hop, a little bit of jazz, but I mostly listen to sort of rock and prog. But in the way I think, what do I listen to? I think of an even amount of everything, when in reality it's actually, I listen to a great deal of, I listen to more prog than anything else just because the songs are bloody longer. But the fact that my perception that I listen to everything is not exactly truthful. There's a bias there, because you don't want to typecast yourself.
Stuff out. You don't lock stuff out. You don't sit there and say, I won't listen to that. I won't. You'll try it out, which is a good thing. So it's like,
I won't listen
with
to Christmas
genres.
Songs.
That's fair. There's one thing that you do with genres, that you judge something before you listen to it.
Yeah.
I find that. And it also creates limits and boundaries, I think, as a musician. in your instrumentation, for once, you like, if you're in a synthwave band, you just won't go for a guitar a lot of the time. And there's certain tropes as well. So there'll be a certain riff that you'll gravitate towards or a tempo or a rhythm that you'll go for, but you won't experiment enough because you'll be like, I'm this genre.
And I used to be a lot more closed-minded with stuff like that. Like, I know, especially with 80s music, I'm not a big fan of the sound. And I didn't do it on porpoise, but I would always listen to
Whale.
but I'd always kind of shy away from that kind of gated reverb sound, and then I'd miss out on good songs behind the production. And the genre of 80s-ness was
passed you by a bit.
Yeah.
But now you come back to it. So I don't know. I think it is a great thing for marketing, but I think it should be taken with a pinch of salt when you're writing.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that was the thing.
This is a big thing you thought about this morning.
It's a big thing. I think a big old piece morning.
Just do it in a big bellowy voice, Brian.
Yeah.
Anyway, Brian, bless it.
We're running out of time, boys. So we've got to get on to the.
I love you, man.
I made two new
brilliant
today. Sorry about that, buddy.
Oh, I don't need coffee. This has given me the energy for the rest of the day.
Cheers. So we have a lot of stuff going on this weekend. First up, we've got on the December 13th, which is this Thursday, we've got a Switch Hop, which is on the Smokehouse. It's been a series that's been going on with lots of local hip-hop just coming out of the rafters. It's been great to watch some of these people come out, which I'd not heard of before. There's Up, Freya Roy, and Fjorton. So that's going to be happening at the Smokehouse. That is Thursday at 7:30. So it looks like it's going to be well attended. So
nice.
Check that out. Also on so on the Thursday, Three Wise Monkeys have got a birthday showcase. They've got...
Is this Colchester one? We need to be sure on this.
Ipswich. The 4th birthday. No, Colchester. Shut up, Josh. Shut up, man. God damn it. The Colchester branch of Three Wise Monkeys is having a birthday showcase. That is including Rats, Ebby Soda, and Pillbox. That's going to be Thursday at 8 o'clock. So check that out. It's December 13th. There's 3 great bands for a lovely celebration.
Nice.
Honey and the Bear.
Oh yeah,
Thursday 9 o'clock at the part of the Blue Bus tour.
If you like what you hear, they're doing a Kickstarter for their album. If you're into their music, go check it out.
Honey and the Bear are wonderful.
If you haven't heard them, but
if you like, it's like a nice mixture between Ben Howard and Meg Burrows. It's wonderful. So that's the Blue Bus tour. That's going to be at the Angel. So courtesy of Peter Hepworth at the Angel this Thursday at 9 o'clock. Also, December 14th. So next day, that's going to be the Friday. Three Wise Monkeys and Colchester are continuing their birthday celebration with Gilt Coins, Rad Pit, and South Hours. That's at Friday at 8:30. December 15th, which is Saturday, Motherfunker. Our wonderful Vanya and the team are going to be at the Steamboat with DJ Dean H. They're going to be, it's going to be at 7:30. They're going to be starting that off. So if you like your funk and soul, get down to that, my friends. Also, we've got the Bad Granola Christmas Party featuring the Popes of Chilitown here on Friday at 8 o'clock. That's all sort of ska stuff. So if you check that out, that's Friday, 8 o'clock at the Smokehouse. That looks like it's going to sell out. So if you like your ska, get down to that one. December 15th, which is back to the Saturday, Ellie Tree.
Hey.
Wonderful Helen is playing the Swafflin White Horse.
Swafflin.
You've played there before, haven't you?
Yes.
With Lady J?
Lady J and Horsefire,
Yeah, exactly. Lady J and the Horsefire. That wouldn't happen. So Swafflin White Horse, Saturday 8:15. That's Ellie Tree. She's wonderful. Get on with it. And the big gig this week, I think, is this Saturday, 15th of December. Rubber Jaw.
Nice.
The Glitter Shop. Alfie Indra.
Nice.
And the wonderful woman who we're going to finish the show off with today, A.N.G, A.N.G, Saturday 15th of December. That's a nice, diverse mix of music. If you're into your music and you don't care about genres, get down to the Smokehouse this Saturday 15th. And also, have you got any gigs that are public?
Yes. I'm playing at the Labour Club, Felix Trades and Labour Club on the 15th, on the Saturday.
Your haunt.
Yes, my side of town. And then on the Sunday we are back. Sorry. Yes, back with Chart Attack. And we are back in Ipswich at the Distilled Republic, what used to be the wine bar. We're going to be playing there.
Chart Attack.
Yes, with Chart Attack. They've got a. It's their owner Morgan. It's his birthday.
Oh, great.
And
What
it's
date's that
going to be
again?
fun. That's the 16th. So that's the
16th,
Sunday. We're going to be
Sunday.
playing 8 till 10, I believe. Really looking forward to that. We spent a little while in there last night to sort of check it out, and it looks like it's going to be a good night. They've got DJ afterwards as well.
So before you go down to Chart Attack, what time are you starting?
8.
8 o'clock. The most important thing to get to, other than Rubber Jaw, Alfie Andrew, The Glitter Shop, and Angel, is the Icebreakers under 18s.
I'll be there.
Open mic session at the Railway.
Yeah.
That's this Sunday. What times do you usually start?
I think it's a 2:30 start off the
2:30
top of my head.
start.
Yeah.
Cool,
So if you
Musically inclined, but
if
have
you-
not gigged much before,
Yeah.
and you are young, get
Yes.
down to the Railway.
if you want to play, go. If you want to just watch, that is also more than welcome. I would say for anyone who's a little bit nervous of performing,
Yeah.
but want to do it, go and watch a couple before you play.
True. And also, if you just have some questions, there's plenty of musicians there, just like Rob and just like
Yeah.
Harley, that will be very happy to give you some pointers, just as a kind of a thing to get you on stage, because
These
we
are the-
want you out there.
These are the places where bands are formed as well.
Exactly, man. So that's been a wonderful show today, mate.
It has been.
Thank you very much for listening in, ladies and gentlemen. That's loads of fun because we like to talk about stuff and you listen to us because we love the sounds of our
Your
voices.
phone flip always makes it into the edit. It's great.
Yeah, ba-ping. So if you want us to talk about a certain thing, please let us know in the YouTube comments. Please tweet us. Please go onto the Facebook page and give us a like, give us a share. And we've been having games every week.
We have.
We didn't get around to it this week, but I want to say, so it was basically name a song with a place in the title. My two favourites was Simon Goldsmith with "You Can't Touch Dis," of course.
Of course, yeah.
And Ricky Flag with the East Town Pirates, wonderful track, named after a place in Stowmarket called Taker's Lane.
Nice, yeah.
It's wonderful. So we're going to finish off with Street Life by Angel. N.J, Bebe's brother, is in the video for this one.
Awesome.
Bebe from Impilo. So shout out, great video. This one, listen to the lyrics on this one. It's huge. Take it easy. This is Street Life by Angel. Love you.
Bye.
What do you know about street life? For some it's the only life they know. What do you know about street life? For some it's the only place they go. What do you know about street life? For some it's the only